What's up, everyone? P. Don's here, and I'm back with another episode of View from the Office, where I analyze what Steph did right, what Steph did wrong, and what we can improve on for the next WBE week. This week, she ended up playing against Randolph, aka CEO Dolph, and his team presented a few interesting challenges, including Dragapult and Terrakion. He had redirection with Volcarona. Magnezone wasn't the best thing we could deal with. And then there was the battle of the two best Tier 4 Pokemon in this draft, Kangaskhan and Thwackey. So we're going to get into it and see what Steph did right and wrong.
Hi, friends! We are back. It is week 4 of the WBE. My name is Steph. I'm your coach of the Golden State Glaceons, and oh my god, we're gonna try and win today. We're going against the London Bisharps this week, and I'm just gonna do a quick overview before we get started. You'll actually have noticed, or maybe you didn't notice, that we actually uploaded a separate team builder video. So rather than going through 10
The
minutes of
team
week
builder
4,
that I
I was
did with
like,
Steph will
no,
be in the
we're gonna
description
do
below
it
if
in
you
a
want to
separate
hear our
video.
reasoning as
We did a little
to
bit more of an
why we
in-depth
chose the mons we
analysis with
did.
a little special guest from my front office. So go check that out if you're interested. I'm going to go over the very important things before our battle, and that is our nicknames for this week. So you'll also get to see a sneak peek of what we're bringing, but if you want the reasoning behind why we're going with what we are, you can check out the other video for that. So we're going One Punch Man theme for today's set. So we've got Genos the Cinderace,
So
Silvally
I've never
the
actually
Riolu,
watched
we got
One Punch Man.
Tornado the
I'm not
Pidgeot,
as big into
Pidgey
anime as
the
Steph is.
Kangaskhan,
Mortal Sin, yeah, I know.
Corviknight, and
But
Snorlax,
the Cinderace, the
Snorlax.
character it's
And
named
so
after,
if you get
also
stuck,
shares its voice
listen,
actor with male
so
Byleth,
let's
Zach
get into
Aguilar.
it. Let's
So
get ready to
hopefully
battle right
this week
now.
we
And
can give
let's get
Steph a
started.
little something to believe in.
So it's literally week 4, and I'm still just as nervous as I was before. So it's really funny. I told Randolph that the first half of our code has to be 1337 because it's just gotta be like
Leet.
that. And I told him to pick the second half of his code. So it looks like we're going 13377331. So we're gonna connect here. Get this ready to go.
I'm gonna cut this
Oh
stuff
my
out and
gosh.
go to team preview.
133773.
And we are at team preview.
Exactly what I thought was going to be brought. Okay.
Yes,
This is
so
exactly what we're
when we
going
were
for. So the first thing
analyzing
that I
the
see
match,
here is a Dragapult
basically
Terrakion.
we determined that it was very likely that the Dragapult, the Terrakion, the Hatterene, the Volcarona, and the Thwackey were coming. Randolph had brought these mons to pretty much all of his games, so we figured that they would definitely come here. They had reasonable offensive options against us to where we had to guess like what he was going to do. And basically in practice, there was no way we could consistently in a one-off game guarantee that we win game 1. So our strategy in part here this week was if we lose game 1, it's okay. It's a best of 3. We just need to get as much information from Randolph as possible in order to accurately make a game plan for games 2 and 3. So, obviously, we want to win game 1. If we win game 1, it's great, but we needed the information first and foremost to determine how we were going to play against Randolph going forward.
Lead. Especially, there might be some beat up shenanigans. There might be a lot of things going on. So I got to be a bit careful. Yeah, Volcarona could be a little scary if we let it get out of hand. So I think to get lead 1, we're going to go Kang, Corvi, Cinderace, Riolu. Yeah, and pay a lot of attention. I don't know what has the weakness policy. It could be the Terrakion. It could be the Dragapult. I mean, maybe he decided to run safety goggles just to get it beat up. So we got to pay attention to if there's any life orb damage or things like that. So I think we're just going to rock this. Cinderace, Riolu, Kangaskhan, Corviknight. Yeah. Also, our
Yeah,
code will start
so
off with
so
Kangaskhan
Steph's
Dragapult.
instincts in team preview are perfectly fine. Um,
Okay.
Cinderace
Let's
Riolu
see
is the
what
best lead here
is coming
since
out
it can
here.
do the most to Randolph's Mons,
Oh
regardless
boy.
of what his ultimate strategy is. So it gives her the best chance to win game one. It gives her the best chance to get as much information as we
Okay.
can, and it forces Randolph to show his hand
This is
immediately.
very scary.
Yeah, this was the toughest lead in
What are the options
practice.
here? What are the odds that Terrakion protects here, right? We could go straight in for a max darkness, but he might be physically bulky. I'm a little spooked. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna Dynamax our Cinderace here, and I actually want to go for the max Airstream into Dragapult. Although there's a chance he Phantom Forces, but in case he doesn't, I'm gonna max Airstream into Dragapult. I hope I don't regret this. Coaching into the Cinderace.
Yeah, so what she did here is fine. Um, a lot of Dragapults can be physical, and they do typically run Airstream. If that was the case, and she took a double up from the Dragapult plus Terrakion, it would have had a chance to knock her out. But overall, this covered most of her options and kept the speed control in her favor, at least with the Terrakion, if she gets this off. But as you guys will see here, uh, we weren't exactly expecting this.
Okay. Who is this? Okay, Dragapult. Dynamax is there. Cinderace. Max is here.
Right, so far this played out mostly as it has in practice. We can take a hit from the physical Dragapult, and we can maintain the speed advantage. But Randolph shown the combo that Desu used to get top 4 in the Players' Cup, but he put a
Okay.
twist on it that we did not prep for that well.
Max Geyser. Oh god, is this special?
Obviously, special Dragapult can be a thing, especially in draft
Okay.
leagues. Randolph had ran physical Dragapult in the past 3 matches, so we didn't think it would be coming here. And worst case, we felt that we could adjust for games
Light
2 and
work.
3 if it did. We didn't totally ignore it.
Oh,
For
this is
example,
helpful.
Corviknight had an EV spread that allowed it to take I think it was a Choice Specs flamethrower from a special Dragapult,
Oof.
but we were definitely expecting physical in
Wow.
one way or another. So we were more worried about the typical Max Worm wins, or maybe even the Dragapult beating up the Terrakion.
Okay. That's good information. That's good information for us.
Yes.
We have redirection.
Hmm.
Unless he's safety got. Oh,
Yes.
Blight Orb. So
Steph
he
is
can safety got.
thinking about the entire set very well here.
Alright, I'm gonna go for
The
a
the Hydro Pump slash Max Geyser caught us off guard, but she is actively looking to get as much information from
coaching.
Randolph as possible.
Yeah, I just
So
used the drilling that's going
her
on.
instincts here are very good,
Oh
and
god,
it's something that will help her
special.
going
The
forward,
coaching's gonna do nothing,
both in
huh?
this set
Well, I mean,
and
it'll
the
hurt
weeks
the
going
Terrakion a
forward.
little bit. Oh god. Okay.
I am a little surprised that Randolph actually withdrew the Terrakion, since if he since he's a special Dragapult, he might be able to hit the Corviknight, and that would allow Steph to not get as much
Oh
information from him.
god. Okay. Unfortunately, so I'm just trying to really think with game 2.
Here,
What's
um,
happening here?
We had practiced Magnet Pole Magnezone just in case, so I would have tried to switch out the Corviknight
Okay.
and to check the Magnezone's ability. It's a similar thing with Gothitelle in real play. You typically try to switch out your first Mon just to check to see if it's Shadow Tag or if he's hiding competitive
Or
or
if he's
something like that.
sturdy. Okay.
I probably would have targeted the Dragapult with Brave Bird just to figure out how much damage it would do at +2 to it. So you can maybe figure out how bulky the Dragapult might be. Because Magnezone, you're not doing any real damage.
Hmm.
The Geyser's obviously
Yeah, that's
obliterating.
rough.
Alright, so Body Press is kind of staying on Magnezone.
We have no way to win this game, so I don't want to show him anything on my Kangaskhan.
Those are very good instincts from Steph. And actually,
Wow.
her attacking the Magnezone kind of shows that it probably is sturdy. You probably wouldn't run leftovers if you weren't really going for sturdy, I guess. Um, yeah, it's a possibility, but leftovers allows you to like take a fake out or feint and heal back up and still have sturdy. So the Magnezone was probably sturdy here, and
Okay.
this is a very good
One
forfeit
more.
from Steph.
Game 2.
The reason it's a very good forfeit is, as you said, not giving Randolph any more information than he's already been entitled to.
Okay. That was rough. I didn't even think about special Dragapult. Okay. So he obviously prepped very well for me. Alright. Let the battle begin. That was rough. That was rough. That was really rough. Oh boy. Okay. Life orb. So it's not safety goggles, which means we have redirection. Cinderace. Tangela.
She's leading very well here. By showing it is not a
Bring Corviknight this game?
by showing it's
I
not
know with
a
Corviknight,
what
we
is
can
hell what the
kind of
heck's it called,
rely
a
on...
safety goggles Dragapult. It shows that Cinderace Tangela is very safe. It allows the Cinderace
Cinderace to
to
take care of the
pretty much
Volcarona.
do whatever it wants until Tangela goes down,
Snorlax
and
might be a better
that is important for being able to do a lot of damage to Randolph. We found that Cinderace was a very strong Mon against him if it is
Oh, I kind
supported
of like the
properly.
Corviknight if he brings...
And the goggles were in part
Okay.
because
Should we
obviously
go
Volcarona,
Corviknight?
but we saw that
Okay.
he won Game 3 against
Okay.
Sierra using
But I
a
think if I have the
Dragapult
redirection, I'll be a
Volcarona,
little bit better. I gotta be
and we
mindful
needed to
of the
stop that at all
Magnezone
cost.
in the back. Be mindful, Steph. Be
So
mindful.
basically, Cinderace has the ability to do whatever it wants if
Here we
Steph
go.
can play it well and support it well. And she's bringing the
Our
Mons
blocks are
here
really good if
to
we go
help
for
her do so.
messing. We got this, guys. Okay.
All right, same lead. Okay, so
Poison weakness policy there.
yeah, based on the information I got or like we got from that first game, it's probably safe to go Rage Powder Max
Max
Darkness.
Darkness. Into the Dragapult. Or do we max No, we got this Dragapult is really a problem. Does he switch out?
Yeah, the absolute worst case that could happen here if you go Max
Powder?
Darkness and Rage Powder is probably the Terrakion Dynamaxing and Steel Spiking the Tangela. Because basically you're going to get the redirection off,
This is gonna
and
boost our
you're
Max Guard.
going to do damage with the Darkness. Um, Obviously Wormwind could be an issue, but if you're special, he's not really doing too much to Cinderace at the moment, especially if you turn it into a Dark type. And then you could still
Okay,
do a lot of damage to the non-Dynamax Terrakion with a Steel Spike, even if you're -2.
that has to go into Tangela, right? Nice.
Yeah, so Tangela does its job here, and it gives
Okay.
Steph the opportunity to KO Dragapult.
Bye-bye, Dragapult.
So, so despite whatever timeout Randolph might have had, it was still a very good move here to do Rage Powder and Darkness. It it gets rid of the Dragapult and leaves Cinderace in a good spot.
We brought Corviknight in the back, right? That's good for us.
All right,
Okay.
so something to note here: we
Now
practice
this is where we
both
get
Focus
so many
Sash Volcarona
surprise
and
safety
Cobra
goggles.
Berry Volcarona. So we know that we need to hit the Volcarona twice to knock it out. So the berry, if it's on there, isn't necessarily a
Or do we want
surprise.
to target
The
down
sash, if it's
Volcarona?
on there, isn't necessarily a surprise. But we're relying on the safety goggles being a surprise to Randolph.
You could go for Max Rockfall, right?
This is also a reasonable play. We don't know what item the Tracheon has. It could be Weakness Policy,
I'm
it could
just
be
trying to feel if
Focus
there's an
Sash.
Airstream there because I don't think we KO a Dynamax Tracheon with Steel Spike.
She's right.
Maybe that was bad.
We need the coaching boost to KO a 4 HP Terrakion with the Steel Spike.
And we will get the boost
So
as
she
long as
was
we live.
absolutely right to go for that play, and she was definitely right to go for Rage Powder. So what happens here? We get the
We have full
damage,
Max
we get
Guard.
faster, and worst case we lose the Tangela. So this was another good turn from Steph. All right, so we see the knuckle means
Okay,
he
into the
he was
Tangela.
probably targeting a Dark Cinderace there. Rockfall might have been a little bit better on Randolph's end, but it pretty much accomplishes the same thing, and he does get the +1, so
Big
it's all good.
aboard!
All right, so here it's not a question in my mind. Kang has to come out. You threaten the Steel Spike KO, and you could fake out the Volcarona to stop any sort of Will-O-Wisp or Rage Powder or anything like that. Yes, we have goggles, but we haven't revealed them yet, so it will be nice to hide that. So yeah, Steph's play is
Okay.
absolutely right here.
You might Max Guard here. Maybe I need to make this call to get rid of the Volcarona now because we have Corviknight in the back. Oh, protect. Double? Is it Max Guard as well? Go Max Guard. No, nice. This should get the KO from here.
Mm-hmm. And that does give us a +1 defense, but with Volcarona on the field, that's not our priority at the moment. All right, so a Volcarona Thwacky endgame versus Cinderace, Kang, and Corviknight in the back is pretty favorable for us. We just need to play carefully and play it right, and we will get the win here. But it's important to note that Cinderace is a Steel type right now.
All right, I've got this game, but I gotta be real careful. Because I could switch out right now.
And you should, Steph. Come on, pass, Steph.
I'm gonna get
Please,
fake
please
out here.
switch it
We're
out.
gonna Pyro Ball,
Please
or...
switch it out.
I mean, actually, we probably want to bounce. Do we want to do that?
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, she needed to switch out. Fake out and Heat Wave was obvious from Randolph, but I I think Steph might have forgotten she was a Steel type.
Oh, we were still a Steel type there. Okay, I should have switched.
Yeah, these things happen to all of us. It's just in 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 general, and not just Steph, who's ever watching and wants to and basically wants to get a little bit better at VGC. Make sure you're cognizant of everything going on at all times. Obviously, Cinderace is a good mon, but you have to keep track of its types, or you might unintentionally lose it to a Volcarona's Heat Wave or something. Happens to
I
all of
will
us,
cook
though.
this game.
I mean, how many times have I faked out in Psychic Terrain? Anyway, Kang does get Sucker Punch, so we could potentially bluff it here and call Randolph protecting and get an opportunity to set up our own
Please
Tailwind.
go to game 3. Please go to game 3.
So Randolph might have been worried about the Sucker Punch there. Um, but this turn we either have to KO the Thwacky or more realistically set up a Tailwind. If we set up the Tailwind, we outspeed both the Volcarona and the Thwacky, and Kang and Corviknight can finish it off. Fortunately, we are going to see a Brave Bird here.
I should have tailwinded there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we
That,
didn't bounce ball.
yeah. Tailwind is a very
It's
important
not
move
doing
here.
anything to me. We're gonna Brave Bird here. Double Edge.
Yeah, not tailwinding, I would say is a minor error in the scheme of things, but in this
Oh
case,
God.
it pretty much cost Steph the whole set. Uh, she needs a double heat wave miss to
Oh,
win
that's
this
not
game,
good. That's not good. That's not good.
and
Oh
unfortunately,
no.
the Randolph hit both of us. The the tailwind would have been huge because it would have sent it to
Okay, we're
game
going with
three,
Volcarona.
undoubtedly. Kang then just double edges,
I should have used Iron Head.
and Corviknight can finish off the Thwacky. Yeah. One of the things we're working on with Steph is to get her more aware of
That
game
was rough.
situations and like
That was
positioning.
really rough.
So so
Oh, we were
we're still
so
working on it. She's still
close.
learning, and
Oh, damn. That was so...
and yes, I I still have all the confidence in the world in her. She's come such a long way in such a short amount of time. It's just at this point we just have to clean up the minor errors, and we are going to start seeing a lot of results from her. Like the work she puts in, she's learning a lot. So I will be doing my best on my end to get her ready for next week and to clean up a little bit going forward, and and she'll have a good back half of the season to WBE. In regards to the game three that didn't happen, the way Randolph was playing the set in combination with the mons he had, like for example, he didn't have Life Orb Terrakion or Weakness Policy Terrakion, as it turned out. Um, I probably lead Tangela and Snorlax game three, with Cinderace and either Kang or Corviknight in the back. Um, Randolph appeared to be susceptible to a belly drum Gmax Snorlax sweep. So if we had the opportunity to get that off, we could have done a lot. Basically, the Darkest Area turning to Max Darkness would have wiped out Dragapult. Gmax Replenish would have been able to knock around Terrakion. Even Magnezone doesn't want to take a hit from the Snorlax. So if we got this to a game three, Tangela Snorlax would have been my adjustment, and I think we would have done well. But yeah, we will have it cleaned up for next week, and we will give Sierra all that she can handle. Uh, thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I look forward to bringing you more content soon. Speedons, see you later.